Ladies and gentlemen, this is Breaker, and we are back with, not entirely sure if this is a part of the Acer Team Story Cup or not, but looks like in the lower right-hand corner, spawning as our Protoss in the blue trunks, I want to introduce him as iGJim. And in the lower left-hand corner, spawning as our Zerg in the red trunks, his name is EGRevival. I'm sorry, did I say lower right-hand corner? I meant lower left. I'm thinking I did. But anywho, talking about the map for just a bit. I mean, well, you know what? Instead of the map, let's just go ahead and talk about both players. I'm not entirely sure where EGRevival's career actually began. I do know that he was a part of a member TSL Revival. If I'm not mistaken, they were a Korean team, I want to say. I'm trying to think. I know I've seen TSL Symbol. At least I think that's who I've seen. I can't remember entirely. Playing against it was this tournament with Sen that I was casting in the MSI Pro World Cup, and I think that's where I saw TSL Symbol. Yeah. He was a Terran. I'm pretty sure. Anywho, I say this could be Jim. I'm going to try and cast it as essentially Jim, because this is supposed to be, I don't know. I asked his team's manager to give me all the replays from the Acer Team Story Cup that the guys had, and this was it. I'm not entirely sure how the events of the Acer Team Story Cup played out. So for those of you who actually haven't seen it, this is spoiler-free coverage, if you will. So, for those of you who like amateur casters or like to see new people on the rise, I just wanted to go ahead and say, well, I guess I'm your guy, but that's about all I've got to say for now. We do have, I want to say, Jim, our blue toss in the lower right, of course, going for a sentry opener, and then he's going to follow it up with, I'm thinking either a forge follow-up or maybe double gateway follow-up. Excuse me, double Stargate follow-up is what I meant to say. Excuse me. Had some Chinese food earlier today. Like real, authentic Chinese food, which is hard to find. Now, I'm a little curious, did the Overlord actually see the probe moving out here? We do, of course, have a Ling headed both to the upper right-hand corner and the lower right. But wait, what is this all about? What is this? What is Revival doing with a single Ling here? Anyway, I think it's gonna go without question that we will see, you know, March with, I would say, somewhat unrivaled map control, but it should be Jim going without some unrivaled map control for a few minutes. Actually, I meant to say Revival having all the map control in the next few minutes. Just with the Lings that we're gonna see out here, you know, it only takes 4 Lings to take on a single Zealot if you guys know how to micro. And, of course, get those Lings to get the full surround, if not, get them to split up and share the damage equally. But behind this, we do see that EGRevival is going for a third base. And, started 65 seconds ago. That means it was about a 4-minute mark when it got started. And now I think we have Jim in a position where he may possibly be confused as to the whereabouts of his opponent. I don't know. What about that probe? Is it going to make it back home? I think it will. It's been clicked to the mineral patch over here. It'll make it home, but, I mean, beyond that, I can't really say what else is going to happen. Metabolic boost now going down for EGRevival, so I'm thinking perhaps, just perhaps, you know, this could be some kind of a Bane play. Maybe getting to a quick layer, but Roach Warren going down instead. So, alright. I think I could see what kind of applications this would have. There we go, the Forge follow-up from, you know, Jim. I'm thinking perhaps, you know, if... I'm sorry, I just want to count for a minute. If it looks like I'm telling this, you know, entirely from Jim's perspective, it's because I've got a mission to to kind of go with here. The entire reason why I'm uploading this replay to YouTube is I'm trying to give you guys perspective on just how well some Chinese players can perform. You know, 3 of them have been to the GSL, 1 of them loner back in 2010. 2 of them, of course, in 2012 from Invictus Gaming, that would be Shi Guo and Max said, and both of them made it really far, I want to say. Like, we're talking, they made it to the round of 16, so I'm thinking these guys, they really need someone who's going to stand up for them and say, hey, this is what they are capable of. Meanwhile, Ling Speed did just finish. It looks like we have essentially Jim trying to aggro these guys and trying to get them to try and do something stupid like actually go in for an attack, but now there's actually a double pylon wall. And I'm thinking what we see from Jim right now is going to be, without a doubt, some kind of forward pressure and possibly an expo or a tech up behind it into an expo. Let's see what we have going down here. Just another gateway. So we see this, I don't know, how many gateways is this? 7 gateways altogether. So with that being said, I think, you know, this could be game-ending damage that we see Invictus Gaming's Jim very much so being capable of dealing out on his opponent. There's a sacrificial emo lord over here, but it's not in any position to get any really reliable information out of Jim in the next few moments. And all these force fields are going to be ready to go and really put an end to Revival performance right here, right now. There are no upgrades ready just yet, except for +1. And I'm wondering if it's actually going to come in and go into effect like it should. Some of these force fields kind of getting wasted. The sentries, unfortunately, have all kind of lost their steam. I don't know. Can we see Jim continue like this? That's the one question that's on my mind right now. I'm thinking perhaps it's a little dangerous for him to move out on creep. Does he have enough for... does he have enough for Time Warp? And he does. He just goes ahead and uses it. I think it may have been a dangerous move for him to do that, but I think behind this as well, we also see a very valuable opportunity for him to go in and put an end to the 3rd, which now has about 8 workers on it. Very valuable, smaller prize, but less reinforcements to deal with over in this direction. The Time Warp, unfortunately, has not worn off. It did just now, speaking of. And there's not enough energy on the Mothership core here to actually do a recall, so we're actually going to see essentially, Jim, he's going into all-in mode. It's all-in or bust right now, and I'm thinking, oh man, with all these reinforcements on the way, we're going to see Jim doing just fine. The Zealots are going to be able to tank for these Stalkers and Sentries just fine in the near future, and Revival knows that this could kill him right here and right now. The drones are going back to work on the mineral line for just a moment, but he's changed his mind. He's like, okay, great, I gotta get these guys out of here. There we go. A couple of drones do get pulled to try and fight, but it's not gonna work. So the forces of Jim are just now way too much. Revival pulling his roaches back. He's like, okay, great. If I can just save this and pull this all together and Raffle Stomp his main army, like save up some forces and do that, then he'll be good to go. I've seen Sen do something like this versus a Protoss opponent. And the crazy thing about that was the roaches that he was using were all slow, and behind this we actually see Revival going for a hidden expo. I think that's a rather acceptable move. Spinecrawler, it looks like, will finish. I'm not sure if it even alleviated the burden of a single Stalker, but I think not. Revival now in a position that is increasingly difficult for him to hold. His production right now has been reduced to essentially 5 roaches and 14 drones. There's 1 force field on these sentries, and it's looking like it's going to get saved for the ramp here. I don't know what happened there. I think perhaps it was a slight Baneling connection, and this isn't going to work out for Revival. He's in a position where he's below 30 supply, so now we essentially see him basically putting on a show, and that's it. This game is more or less going to Jim. There's just absolutely no losing this game now. I think this is some music I've never heard before. That I stop. Here we go. Filling in the time, guys. Filling in the time. Oh my God, Jim is doing a dance right here. It's like, oh, okay. So this is what it's like to be a Korean Zerg. All right. Yeah, dancing the stalkers. Oh my god, look at that! Look at that! Oh my god. That's the first time I've seen any stalkers dance in game, guys. When did they implement that? Question is just when is Revival actually going to leave this game? I mean, there it is, the GG from Revival. Well played, I guess, but oh boy, giving it your best sometimes just really isn't enough. So this is it, guys. I mean, top 10 GM on the Korean ladder. If you're from China, wow, you know this guy's smooth. So if you guys liked what you saw here, just go ahead and click on the subscribe button. This has been Breaker. I'll see you guys next time.